Today, we will demonstrate how to use Google Colab with Gemini, bringing generative AI directly into our coding workflow. We will connect our notebook to GitHub. We will securely manage credentials, and we will ask Gemini to generate, explain, and also run code for simple Twitter network analysis. All right, so Colab is a hosted service where you can edit your Python code in the notebook in the cloud with your browser. It has the free tier, which already included some GPU resources and TPU resources. I think for me, the free tier is enough for the simple data analytics. And if you need more powerful GPUs or the memories, you can go to the paid version. So for example, you can pay $10 per month for the Colab Pro or the $50 per month for the Colab Plus. Today, I'm using my free tier. So I use my Gmail account and I open this Colab. I'm also using a free Gemini version, so anyone can just follow this demo and also with absolute free Gmail account. So we can open a notebook from Google Drive. So the one benefit of using the Google Cloud is that so you can integrate your cloud storage from your Google Drive. You can also connect with your GitHub account. So once you authorize the add connections, you'll be able to access all the code from your GitHub repository. We can also upload the code from our local computer. And today I'm going to just create a new notebook. Okay, so here you can see it is a very basic notebook editing environment. We can change the notebook title. So I'll call it demo. You can choose where do you want to save your notebook. So you can save a copy to your Google Drive. You can also save a copy to your GitHub. And so this is where you can edit the notebook, insert Markdown code or the Python code. So for example, if I want to insert a Markdown code, I just add a text cell. You can also format the code. So for example, I want this one to be a level 1 heading, and I just call it demo. You can also insert URLs, images, etc. So it's very easy to use the Markdown code in Google Colab. Next, we can also add a piece of code. So let's add a new code. Normally, I will just run this code to connect my Google Drive. So I run that code. And now they ask a permission that the notebook will access my Google Drive. I say connect to my Google Drive, and I choose my Gmail account. Okay, so now I connected my Google Drive folder. So now if I go to my folders, so here we can see we have this my Drive folder. Okay, and the demo notebook is also saved to my Google Drive. Okay, so let me copy the path and also access the terminal of this cloud instance. So I open the terminal, and this is where you can pip install Python libraries and run some Linux commands or the Git commands. So for example, I want to go to the folder in my Google Drive, and I want to copy my GitHub repository. So I say git, and here I'm using this repository that I just created for this demo, and I copy that URL and I paste. Okay, so now you can see that my GitHub repository is now downloaded to my Google Colab instance, which is also saved in my Google Drive. So I'm going to move my notebook to my GitHub repository. Let's go inside of the repository. And here you can just check the status and you can do the push, pull, etc. Let's see, git status. So here you can use the terminal to help you control the data versions and also synchronize with your GitHub. So now if I go to my Google Drive, so here you can see that this GitHub repository is already there. If I open it, you can see that this is my notebook and also the other files on my GitHub repository. Okay, so those are the basic usage that how you can connect with GitHub. So you can choose either save that manually to your GitHub, or if you prefer using the git commands, and you can just do that in the terminal. You can also connect your notebook to your Google Drive by using this function. All right. The next feature is that how we store the credentials. So you click this key icon, and you can see here, first one is my MongoDB connections. So I already collected a few tweets. So here I just copy and pasted my MongoDB connection string here. And later I just gave it access to notebook, and I can just get the connection strings in my Python code by calling userdata.get and provide the secret name. So I will be able to access the connection strings securely so that I don't need to expose my credentials. And later, when I share my code to my GitHub, I'll share this with others. So the credentials will still be safe. So the other people will not be able to access my credentials. Okay, so that is how we store credentials on Google Colab. Their sample code. So for example, if you are using pandas and also you need GPU access, so this is a very simple piece of code. All right. So next is that how can we use Gemini? Just using the GitHub Copilot or the CodeX from ChatGPT. So you speak with this AI agent or this large language model, and then the model will understand your task and also will create Python code for you, and they will insert the code directly in a notebook. So I think one advantage of the Colab and Gemini is that it works really well on the notebooks. I tried using GitHub Copilot and also CodeX in VS Code. And if I try to write code in a notebook, so essentially they are trying to write that in JSON files, so they may have some syntax errors. And however, with Gemini and also Colab, so that is much easier because already in this notebook editing environment. All right, so let's get started. So here, my first task is that I want to connect to my MongoDB database and also retrieve the tweets. So I'm going to tell agent my secret name is. So connect the MongoDB database on demo.twitter collection. The collection has a few tweets. All right, and also I have some typos, so hopefully Gemini is okay with those typos. So now we can see Gemini created two cells. So the first one is pip install pymongo, which is right. And the second cell is that we're going to import user data and also MongoDB client. And you can see we are using this secret connection string and we connect with MongoDB. All right, so let's just run this one. So pip install the pymongo. And let's also accept and run the second one. Looks like they are going to run the first one as well. So now you can see we have successfully connected to MongoDB. And now Gemini also gave me some other prompt ideas. For example, show me some tweets from the collections, count the total number of the tweets, and also what fields are available in the tweets. So let's try this one. So count the total number of the tweets. So for some reason, Gemini just added the new cells between those two existing cells, which is kind of interesting. But let's just say the number of the tweets, and which is correct. So I do have 182 tweets. Here, I want to create a network. So I want to build a social network where if a Twitter user mentioned another Twitter user, and I want to build a connection between those two users. So let's ask Gemini to do that for us. So because I know that the most popular Python library is called NetworkX. So here we tell the Gemini that we're going to use NetworkX to build a network. And okay, they are going to build a graph based on the users and using NetworkX. So they are going to first install NetworkX. And the next, we're going to retrieve all the tweets from this collection. Next, so we're going to use NetworkX to build, and we're going to iterate the tweets. So where we first find out the usernames, which are the author of the tweets. And then we can find out the mentioned users in the tweet entities. And then we're going to add an edge from author to the mentioned user. Okay, so it looks like reasonable. So let's just accept and okay, so it's very nice. Now we can see that we have 182 nodes and also 156 is that being created. Gemini is asking, so do I want to visualize the network or do I want to analyze the network? So for example, calculate the centralities or identify communities. Now we can see that we have the top 10 users with the highest degree between its centrality and also highest closeness centrality. Also next, I want to visualize network, build an interactive network with label, Twitter user, and the size of the nodes represent the degree, and the color represent the betweenness. So they installed this Python library and now prepare the node data. So create a list of nodes with usernames and their centrality values. And now we're going to create this interactive visualization. All right, so it's finished. So let's try to zoom in. So node has a username and also has a very high degree. The centrality between it is 0. So because you can see dark blue, let's zoom out. You can see that the Gemini is able to finish up so without too much human intervention. All right, so next I can just upload this notebook to my GitHub. So again, there are two options. If you prefer your Git comments, you can just type the Git comment here, or you can just save the copy to the GitHub. So I'm going to save the copy and click OK. So now you can see GitHub. We also have this button so that any user that with a Google account is able to click this button and also run this entire notebook for free. And what they really need to do is that they just need to store their connection strings on Google Colab, and also they can repeat network analysis and also generate those visualizations. So AI is no longer just a tool for automation. Now it's becoming a true collaborators in coding and data science. And today we saw that how Gemini in Colab can write, explain, and also improve code, and helping us focus more on ideas and analytics.